Hey everyone, check out this piece of furniture if you want to see how I turned this thing into something pretty spectacular. Stay tuned. Here we can see the backside of the drawer is broken. I'm gonna fix that later on. I'm gonna go ahead and take this top shelf and put it on the bottom. I want the top space for tall things. I'm gonna go over some of the things we're gonna fix with this piece. So we got the drawer, we got the inside part of the drawer. I'm gonna go ahead and take the top parts of this cast iron off. We'll go more into this in just a minute. Here we've got our trusty bucket of water, microfiber cloth, and crud cutter. I'm gonna go ahead, wipe this down thoroughly, make sure all the dirt and grime is off. Now we're gonna go ahead and chop off that top part. That part that was holding that top shelf in place, that part needs to go. This ended up being a little bit tricky, so a little bit of background about the piece. It was just kind of sitting there ready to go to the dump. And my buddy rescued it and brought it to me so I could fix it up. And so I don't know how long it was sitting out there, but there are scratches. There's some bubbling of the veneer underneath, as you'll see in just a moment. And when my buddy started doing this, it ended up falling apart because it had just been sitting there forever. So he helped me fix it. He bolted it right in the middle section, and we put a bolt on the bottom and secured it, so now it's stable. And there's my cute little cat wanting to always be involved in everything. So here you're gonna see the veneers bubbled up, all those scratches, which is totally fine. Now that that's done, we're gonna go ahead and give it another wipe down real quick, just with that microfiber cloth, and primer it. This is how it looks after one nice layer of primer. The piece is now ready to be painted. We're gonna just start off using Waverly chalk paint. I've chosen ivory as a color. We're gonna use our bristle brush and just paint it. This small flat brush in order to get in to do the little detail work. Found his little catnip bag and was just going to town on it while I was working on my project. So as we can see, this is now painted. It has 2 coats of that ivory colored Waverly chalk paint. Here we have Waverly chalk paint. Again, I'm going to be using the color Mineral for the aged / marbling effect. And later on, we're going to take that black shabby chic chalk paint that you saw, and I'm going to go over the iron with it. I want to give it a nice, deep, rich black coat. So this is considered detail work. I took my time with it. I did a few different layers until I got it to where I wanted it to be. So now that I'm done with this aged kind of marbly effect, I'm ready to move on to the next part. And here's a kind of more clear look as to what the effect ended up being. So now what we're gonna do is go ahead and apply our gilding adhesive. So this is what we'll be using today, along with this crappy little brush that I have. I'm gonna go ahead, kind of go over the directions with you. This will be my first time gold leafing and I'm super excited. I've been wanting to gold leaf for months now, so I'm super stoked. And directions, what they say, you have to open the jar, remove the protective sealing, and the glue can be used straight out of the jar. You can just dip your brush or sponge or whatever you've got into the jar and apply it. You can also apply up to 30% water in order to thin it out. I'm hoping to not have to do that today and just apply it straight. It says it goes on with a greenish blue tint when it's wet. It's like white glue with a bluish green tint. And then when it dries, that it turns clear. So when it dries, it actually just becomes tacky, and then you can put your gold leafing on there. It takes about 30 minutes for it to get tacky and ready to apply that gold leafing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and apply the gilding adhesive and take a 30-minute break, go hang out with the cats, have some tea, and then I'll go ahead and apply gold leafing. done gold leafing, you want to go ahead and use a brush, your hands, a microfiber cloth, whatever you can, in order to get all of the extra little gold flecks off. You can see that this is like kind of a broken up looking gold, and that's what I wanted because I want this piece to look aged. Now I'm gonna do the same gold leafing technique on the handle in order to tie the whole piece together. So now that the piece is painted and everything is finished, we're gonna go ahead and apply our clear wax, and this is gonna help prolong the life of the piece. What we're gonna do is cover every single nook and cranny, every inch of this piece with a coat of clear wax. Here our piece is completely covered in clear wax. I want you to take note of that shiny, shiny gold. So I'm going to want to go ahead and cover this gold with a bit of black wax in order to give it a more tarnish and aged effect. But I love this. So now we've got a deeper, darker gold. I eliminated some of that over the top shine. I wanted to give a bit more of an aged effect to this piece, so I went ahead and I put a little bit of black wax on top of that clear wax we had put on there earlier and kind of made it look a little bit more faded. Ta-da! We are done with this piece. It came out exactly how I wanted it. I am going to be holding on to it. I'm going to be using it for my art supplies. I hope you enjoyed watching how I made this, and I hope you have yourself a beautiful day.